Sean Thomason, Superintendent for CRL. I'm down here at 1311 Logan Circle in the middle of Atlanta at the Second Self Beer Company, where we just recently finished our third project for a tasting room for Second Self. I'm going to be meeting up with Project Manager Anthony Story, and we're going to be taking a look at the completed project for Second Self Beer Company.
Hi, I'm Anthony Story with CRL Contracting. We're at Second Self Beer Company today. I was the project manager for the original build out here at Second Self, and I was also the project manager for the two extra phases that we did, expansions. We're going to go inside, give you a little tour of everything. Everything is in place and running, and we'll see you inside. Right behind me is the heart of the brewery. You'll see the large stainless steel fermenting tanks. There's actually 2 rows of those. The row that you see closest to us right now, the tallest ones, was part of the second phase where we did an expansion earlier this year. This is the boiler room. It produces all the steam for the heating of the tanks for the cooking process to produce the beer. What you see now is the brew system, or the brew house, what they call it. It's a 10-barrel system that allows them to brew quite a bit of beer. Then it's brewed and then cooled down and moved over into the fermenters. Hey, we're over here with Chris Doyle. He's one of the owners and head brewer, and he's going to give us a little quick rundown of the area that we're at.
Absolutely. This is our grist case where cracked grain sits. It falls into our mash lauter tun, which is where water is added to create wort. Goes through a bunch of pipe work down low and leads over to our kettle, which is where wort is boiled, hops are added, and spices are added before it hits one of our tanks.
Okay, Chris, you just mentioned the fermenters is where it goes in after the kettle. What's the fermenters do?
These fermenters are where wort is fermented after knockout. It's where alcohol and CO2 are produced before hitting our packaging line.
Now we're over in the canning area. This was the original tasting room and the original build out. At the first of this year, they had us come back for a second time and do an expansion. Help them get lines over for plumbing, electrical, and get set up for their canning so they can start producing cans in-house.
We just loaded cans into our depalletizer. It takes the can pallet up, sweeps the top layer off, takes it down through a rinser into our canning line.
We're standing in the original tasting room. This was the tap area and the serving area for the tasting. So we've gone from this to this. What you're looking at now is the OSB. We did a veneer over all of the sheetrock walls to give a used look. It was a challenging part of this job because we don't want it to look too used, but we want it to look somewhat used. So OSB is not a traditional finished product. So there was a lot of challenges trying to get things even and to come up with a decided finish. The concrete floors, we pulled all the existing flooring off. You can still see some of the squares where the original VCT was on it. Carpet came off of some areas, and then it was ground down to give a little bit of a polished, smooth finish, but it left the character of the original concrete. Occasionally you'll see some darker concrete areas where patches were done, and then a 2-part epoxy clear was spread across the floor to give a finish and to help control dust. So we're in the cooler now, which I consider the best seat in the house. During the construction phase, once the cooler was up, we constantly found guys standing in here cooling off. Okay, we're in the back of the brewery now. Again, we're still in the original build out. This is the back side of the brew house, and we're going to show you where we came back a couple months ago to start the second large phase, or actually the third large phase. Our second phase was the canning area, but we opened this wall to give them access to a new storage area. We also had to add this ramp that's below us because there was a transition between each side of the building, because the original brewery was a potato salad factory years ago, and so they already had a drain system installed, but they had poured the floor up. So we had a 4-inch difference with the floors here, and so now we've got a nice big ramp to offset that.
So hey, we're here at Second Self right now. I'm with the owners, co-founders, alchemists, and beer architects, Mr. Jason Santamaria and Mr. Chris Doyle from Second Self. Thanks, guys, for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
I just wanted to take a quick second. Can you guys give us an idea of how you guys started your craft brewery here in Atlanta, and maybe why you chose Atlanta and this location in particular to move forward with your brewery?
Want to start? All right. So we met at Georgia Tech 12 years ago. We were friends there, started home brewing right away. And around 2010, we started working on the business plan and creating our own brewery. So we loved brewing, we both loved business, and wanted to create something of our own. We chose Atlanta because it's our hometown. I grew up in Gwinnett, I grew up in Cobb, so we wanted to kind of give back and make Atlanta more of a beer scene than what it was when we started. And so we worked hard, and 4 years later, we were able to open Second Self, October 2014.
What brought you guys to CRL? How did you guys hear about us as a company?
I believe we heard about CRL through another brewery we just finished, or was almost finished with their construction here in Atlanta as well, Orpheus Brewery.
Orpheus. So you heard about the work that we did with Orpheus, and you guys said, let's give these guys a call. So when you guys decided to move forward with CRL, how do you guys feel about the experience overall?
It was great. I mean, Chris was the main point of contact the first time around, so let me speak of that.
Yep. It was very consistent hands-on communication, very consistent with that, and got to meet almost everybody top down, which was very important, especially as we were starting off with a brand new business with our names attached.
And the first round was very technical, and the team was able to understand the needs that we had as a brewery and help us understand what that meant construction-wise, and then so we could make the right decision moving forward.
Thank you very much. Guys, appreciate you taking the time today.
Appreciate
Thanks for your continued business. We appreciate it. Thanks again for watching. I'm Sean Thomas, the Superintendent for CRL. We'll see you again next time.